Asia. And I got a question for you, my friend. When are the humans playing?
Right now, that's what they're playing with Infi. Picking his main race here for this matchup. The Death talked about it. The last time these two met in WGL, they played twice in the group stage and in the grand finals, and Infi absolutely destroyed Moon. Moon, we saw him in the interview say that he had learned from those mistakes. So let's see what he comes up with here. It's looking so far like a neutral hero build order. And probably a Beastmaster on this map, which he was using very successfully up until recently when Infi started beating it convincingly.
I would think so too, my friend. And if this game needs any more hype, then let me tell you, these two guys are the most decorated players in Warcraft 3 history in the earnings ranking, in esports earnings. Moon #1, Infi since January #2 in that list. And if there's ever gonna be a Warcraft 3 GOAT discussion, it must be up between these two.
Absolutely. I mean, between them, they have well over $1 million in earnings combined. Yes. So that's a lot of money and a lot of titles and many years of dedication. They're both at the top of the game. But again, last time, I feel like we cannot say it enough. Last time they played, it was Infi like running the show, at least the latest big encounter, which happened twice during WGL. So Moon, what adjustments does he make here? I think during those games in WGL, I remember Last Refuge specifically, like Infi, he went on to do analysis on those games on his stream. And you know, people always talk about how much he brags and stuff, and he was kind of like praising himself, saying, I just completely figured out how to play against Night Elf, all the timings perfectly against Beastmaster. Like you set up the expansion quickly, you grab some mercenaries, and then you're perfectly ready with the Arcane Tower and the Troll Priest to dispel that very scary bear, and then you'll do fine.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic between them. It's oftentimes one-sided, but the sides are switching. Like, I can remember WCG quarterfinal. There was definitely a tournament that Infi wants to win. Is that most likely the highest prestige tournament in China still. He wanted to defend his title from 2019, and Moon destroyed him with 3-0. And that's always, like, tickles Infi a little. It feels like that's when he really starts to practice, and that's when he's really trying to figure him out. And then it was a 2-0 in the group stage of WGL, and it was a 3-0 in the grand finals of WGL. So it's definitely, the ball is in Moon's ballpark. And so far, so good, I would say. Circlet and Sobimask with the Beastmaster. The maps, interestingly, the same as in the WGL grand finals, so no adjustments there.
Yeah, I think it's not surprising. Like, Infi's vetoes are very obvious. You know, it's Twisted Meadows and Amazonia. Moon vetoing Terran Astan also makes sense. Northern Isle, I guess maybe comes down to personal preference. That won't always necessarily be the veto for Night Elf. But maybe it just didn't feel as confident. You know, sometimes it just... the last few games that you played on ladder on that certain map maybe will kind of break your confidence on it because you don't do as well. So we got Scourge Bone Chime picked up here now by Infi. Not going to help a ton necessarily in the long run. I mean, it depends what units he goes for. If he goes for a lot of rifles, obviously not helpful. But if he does end up getting knights, it can be absolutely amazing. Or early games with the Footmen here.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that Terran Astan ban, because Infi plays Mountain King into tier 3 Griffins there. And to me, it oftentimes looks unbeatable when he's up against, for example, Lawlight. But yeah, the Beastmaster in the hands of Moon, he innovated that neutral hero in like 2006, and he brought it back as well. Not with the Quill Beast, not with the Hawk, but with the Bash Bear. And we see that already, but only level 1, level 2 Quill Beast. That may be an adjustment that he made.
Yeah, maybe it felt like you can get multiple Quill Beasts out at the time, like more so than you can those bears usually, so might make sense, like to have the extra damage instead of this one unit tanking at the front and then potentially dying very quickly. I kind of like that Moon's not overextending, like not just rushing in. Like now he saw that there was no way to break the expo, like once there is defense it's like really hard. So instead he started working on this merchant in the center, but obviously Infi realized very quickly what was happening and he's going to move in a position to try and start fighting there. Remember, by the way, like every time there is a mercenary heavy game happening, we always remind the viewers that those mercenaries, once they die, they give a lot of experience. That might be the whole point of this Quill Beast level 2 here, to just kill the mercenaries, get a lot of XP, get that Beastmaster level 5, maybe level 6, and then just Stampede Infi, you know, why not?
Yeah, Stampede Infi for sure. Sounds like an easy task if you put it that way. But yeah, so far the Quilbies did a good job, not against towers, not against workers, but against the mercenaries for sure. And to me it's very interesting how differently Moon and Lawlight are playing this Beastmaster. Oh, nice push into the base. This is something we see from humans nowadays. Float the Night Elf base with Footman and try to kill as many buildings as possible, sometimes even Moonwells, but this is Shop and Hunter's all gone, and this delays Moon's tier 2 by so much.
Yeah, this is the problem if you go Quilbies here, is that it's piercing damage, so against Footman it's not going to be that great. Bear would have been much better, so now Infi identified there was Quilbies level 2, he's like, okay, I'll just go there, pressure a lot, and this fully negates the piercing damage for the most part. And, oh, did you just summon a bear? Yeah, it did. So even though if he was to get level 4 Moon, wouldn't be able to summon another one for a while because it's a pretty long cooldown.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Moonwell juice left. The bear, couldn't get the paw out. But what I wanted to say prior, we saw Lawlight playing this hero on the very same map. As the Hunter's Hall is cancelled again. I'm not supposed to make this point, apparently. What a timing by Infi. Gets the mercenaries, gets the piercing damage. And when will we see these lures? Will we ever see these lures, Tom?
Town is under siege.
I mean, you can't really go for much else, yeah. Like, I don't think dropping second and third Ancient of War here and being like, alright, you want the Mass Archer? You're gonna get the Mass Archer. I don't think that would work. So he has to go for that again. He restarted the Huntress Hall in the main base a bit earlier. I think he fully identified that was gonna die anyway, the one at the mercenary camp, so it's very well done by Moon. But yeah, he needs to defend, he needs to hold on, and Infi in the meantime, you can count on him being solid with the production. He's getting long rifles, he's getting a shop, Mount tanking on the way, and the first Arcane Sanctum as well.
I need a repair soon here, is Moon, but okay. The rest of the army is here now. We see double Rex rifles plus an MK, and if I'm not mistaken, the double Rex rifles is also a style that you like from time to time.
Yeah, sometimes, but Infi's execution when he goes for this build is just absurd. It's so good. That's what brought him a lot of success in WGL. He kept on doing those rifle attacks, sometimes even on one base. And I think he fully understands that if Giants get online, you're going to be in big trouble. So the way he plays is he'll go to 50 very quickly, he'll keep on creeping a little bit more, and then he'll go to 70, 80 supply, do a big attack on the Night Elf expand, and usually by this time it's so hard for Night Elf to be able to hold on. And then after that, if Night Elf's on one base, it doesn't matter. Even if they get Giants, you can just go for Inner Fire rifles, Remo, yes. And then you add Knights and you're totally fine.
Are you actually agreeing with Remo now after 1.5 years after you had that argument? I can't believe it. Today it is indeed a special day. Mountain King probably gets the first chunk of experience as the rifles come out as well. Moon isn't nearly ready for anything. The lures will finish in a second. He's halfway to tier 3, but Beastmaster is not really an orb carry. He plays it solo, so where's the damage coming from?
Yeah, he's gonna rely more on the units that he's getting to try and get through this. But the thing is, pay very close attention to Infi's supply. 57 already, he's securing the first merchant. He's very easily gonna go to the second one and secure it as well. If he wants to. Wait, does he push directly? He might.
He still has the peasants with him. Is he tower pushing this with 60?
Yeah, it's great to have peasants just to start making towers there, as to say to the elf, you have to fight, you have to come right now, you have no choice. And you just try and force a bad fight out of him because you got a power spike early on. Book of the Dead. Actually, we see pre-startup training already halfway through done.
2 Mountain Giants. Moon is not even on tier 3. He goes for the MGs but without upgrades because he feels I need something in front. Tier 3 is about to finish, but here's the push. The AP will be hurt, has to cancel it. So not even static defense in this or against this push. 7 supply down is Moon. The Beastmaster, not really the late game carry. Demon Hunter not level 2 yet, rather squishy. Mountain King has a lot of mana and the heal scroll, 2 invo potions, so hero focus, you can probably forget about that. And Infi, tower pushes, we've seen them over and over and over again, mostly on Echo Isles recently, but he brings it back and let's see how successful that is.
A Demon gets level 2 at the start of the fight here. His best chance is to kill those priests and then use the Book of the Dead, but those guard towers in the back, They're gonna finish very, very soon. He sends the two Quillbees with piercing damage. That's gonna do a lot of damage. He splits them enough that one Dispel cannot hit both. If he can get a cancel on the stars, maybe Moon has a chance, but Demon Hunter being targeted, he's gonna get stuffed at the last second. Super well done here by Moon, but remember, those Giants don't have upgrades yet.
Oh, MK might be surrounded here, has the big invul. 2 out of 3 towers cancelled. The third one might come up now, though. Bear was a little lazy over there, is now rejoining these forces, and Hardened Skin is ready. These Mountain Giants finally have the upgrade they need, and now they can tank an enormous amount of damage.
And they're the perfect unit against that many rifles here to be at the front, to take all of the damage, while the archers are gonna do the damage themselves. Tower being targeted is being repaired so much. Infi still with the supply, it's 72 to 69. Demon Hunter comes back, only half hit points, or slightly less, but he does have the orb now, finally. Beastmaster getting level 5 mid-fight, and a lot of those priests don't have that much mana to work with at this point.
Gotta be careful here. Infi is paying a lot of attention to this illusion, which was a nice little move by Moon to confuse and have a little more meat or stone in the front line. Supply is very even. Levels slightly favorable for Moon, but the Archmage should scale a lot better. The push continues. Infi is not done with this yet. He knows his tier is one below, tier 2 versus tier 3. The more Mountain Giants they are, the harder this game is getting. The third one is coming up. The fourth one is coming in.
Yeah, some big dispels landing on those Quillbees here. Bear will be summoned at the back of the army. There's 4 Giants now. Ideally, you'd like to have multiple orbs here, but so far only the Demons got one. Those zeros can get targeted very easily. Giants trying to do some work themselves. Rifles being pulled at the back of the army here to be healed by those priests. 2 towers in the back also coming up right now.
Oh, he has a heal scroll. He's holding on to it. The Demon Hunter so close, getting staffed out. Bash on the MG, that's a way to get rid of him. The Archmage in the north has to go for the heal scroll now to save him. He's blocking himself a little bit. The Invul Potions on the Mountain King, who's on the opposite side of this fight, and now Moon, can he stabilize? Supply still very even. Reinforcements are looking good, but the heroes for Infi aren't. More and more kills going Moon's way, and you were kind of laughing about that stampede earlier in this game, but we're getting closer and closer to that ult.
Yeah, I mean, those Quillbeasts doing such a good job at the back of the army. Infi is also so good at kiting, absolutely the best player in the world at kiting with rifles like this. You see, every time it starts being a little bit dicey, he pulls back, repositions. He makes it very hard for an army that has melee units to fight effectively against this, but now he's stuck here, it feels a little bit. Keeps on getting taunted, he's trying to run away. Mountain King at the front taking a lot of damage. He's got the great invul. He's gonna TP out. Might have to use the invul. He uses it on time. One more rifle will fall. And now Moon has held 78 supply. He can go for some creeping on the Demon Hunter, maybe get level 3, which against the Mountain King would be amazing. And Infi, what does he have to show for to try and fight against this? He's getting castle, but it feels like it's so late. Like, even if he gets a couple knights, there is like so many Giants out on the field.
Yeah, he needs inner fire, it feels like. Knights would be great, frag shards maybe. Moon is also transitioning away from Mountain Giants into Bears. And that's of course Roar, that's Reju, that's more normal damage. And there's no clap on this Mountain King. It's Stormbolt and Bash. And then the Bears are having a way easier time than they normally have. Heal scrolls on the side of the 5th race. Off we go. I think the push swings into Infi's face now.
Yeah, and Moon is getting such great upgrades as well. He's getting +2 armor right now. Looking abs. Oh, +3. That's
a 3.
+2.
Yeah,
wow.
So expensive, but could still afford it. He's almost maxed out. Yeah, exactly. The Mountain Giants, 2 of them very hurt, but with Reju, that helps a little. It's nighttime. Moon wells are regenerating, and will we see sappers now to blow a hole into this defense of Infi? Doesn't seem to be that way. Not yet, at least.
Going Bash is pretty interesting here. I wonder why exactly he did that. Like, a lot of the time you would see Clap there. In case there are Bears, Clap can be better, but I guess he realized he wasn't going to have that much mana to work with. So yeah, Archmage finally 5. And he needs to choose between Brilliance level 3 or Water Elemental level 3. He goes Brilliance.
Yeah.
He wants to have extra mana for his Priest and his Mountain King.
I don't know, Todd. There's no Dryad in this game. There's, of course, a couple of Wisps, but aren't Water Elementals great? Wouldn't Inner Fire be great? Maybe even a Sorceress?
Yeah, sometimes you can get one Sorceress to try and throw some slows here and there, but I mean, against MGs, they don't really care so much about it. It's more to try and counter the bears usually. And yeah, we have the +2 attack at least for rifles. Frag shards now finally completed as well. Priestmaster training about to finish.
The brilliance of these two players. Moon was forcing the TP off of Infi, doesn't have to go for his own, and can creep the red spot here. So this is level 4 and a bit for the Demon Hunter as well. Good item for him, but he's slot starved. Actually has to send the Beastmaster back for that Hood of Cunning. On the other side, we got a Blood Mage making his debut in this tournament.
Yeah, this is really nice and fun way to counter here the Demon Hunter. Is that like he's gonna be taking a lot of the mana away from the Mountain King, so you can just give him mana back and even take more mana away from the Demon Hunter. So nowadays, if there is a Demon Hunter made at any point and you really want to try and counter that and you haven't made your third hero yet, you can definitely add a Blood Mage. Try and do that, but he still doesn't have Clap. It's Stormbolt level 2 and Bash for the human player here.
And Moon is kind of maxed out. He's at 80, he got all the upgrades. He's floating in 800 gold. The first production facility is gone. Here we see the Siphon. Excellent position for Infi, of course. How to engage here? It's in a fire on the rifles. It's so much damage. Moon, are you overcommitting? The Mountain Giants are taking quite a bit of damage. Was a little bit of a stun lock over there. And the Mountain King is being fed by that Blood Mage now. Moving forward, the mana burn is of course a little stronger, but you can't prevent all the Storm Bolts.
This is a really bad position. I cannot believe he's fighting here. There's not even any knights, and this army is gonna do fine just because the position was this good here. For Infi, he's holding on strong right now. Mountain King going low. Needs to be careful actually, he doesn't have staff. He never paid a visit to that shop just yet to buy that once he reached castle. Or I guess he was too focused on heading back to the main base for the defense. Demon Hunter being left a little bit behind. Quill Beast in the main base. Moon has been sending summons all over the place to harass those peasants like Main and Expo, but Infi has reacted well enough to really negate those losses very well. Resistance Skin finally being added on as well. And Moon, he's got a ton of gold, but what does he go into here to try and really counter this army even more? Does he add a lot of bears? Like, kind of feels like he has to. And if there's not that many mortars, he can also make dryads.
He did build an Engine of Wind, so we can certainly expect Fairy Dragons to come in to counter the Priests. But is that enough? Oh, look at these Mountain Giants. That is 28 supply, and 2 of them are about to die.
Nice math on stream, bro.
Nice math and nice rhyming skills as well, right?
Mountain King looking pretty scary here with that level 4 double healing scroll. He actually has triple healing scroll. That is 3 healing scrolls.
That is 3 healing scrolls indeed. Man, you're following up with the math skills here. Unbelievable. A powerful push for sure. How can Moon respond? He has a TP. He's 3-3 now. Does he have Nature's Blessing? He must have at this point. Oh no, oh yeah, he does. Needs repair. Is he in time? Oh, Infi, I can definitely see him A-click this. The mortar teams under attack have to move, but the calculations by Infi are even better than ours here. And he kills the second base off of Moon, who's still floating in gold, who is still in high upkeep. But that was a big achievement for the 4-race king.
Infi, the mad genius, realized that Moon was out of position. He knew he could get that base. Moon's only chance is somehow to get some perfect mana burns and land a big stampede on this army. I mean, he's very close to level 6, but even killing like any units here has felt very difficult so far. Keep in mind, Infi, he has some good mana management here because he has the Blood Mage third, but he kind of lacks healing in the form of a Paladin third because of that. So the 3 healing scrolls kind of make up for that. And if you look at the positioning again, so nice. Like so many of the giants and units are kind of trapped in the middle of everything. He's going to reposition a little bit. The Mountain King, like I said, there is no Holy Light to really keep him very healthy. He might have to TP.
He also has no Invo Potion, so it is a little scary. Excellent position on the Fairy Dragons there as well. Heal spot on the side for Moon. The Mountain Giants now in a way better position. He's pushing through that needle hole. Infi, can you hold on without the great position? Doesn't seem like it. Town portal out indeed. Back into the base, and now the buildings are protecting him again.
Yeah, Workshop under assault here. In the meantime, Moon is taking the natural. He's taking a third base at the same time. What is this? Twisted Meadows in the old days? He's expanding all over the place. Fairy Dragons set up perfectly on the left-hand side. They cannot be attacked by most of these rifles. Only one of them can, and those rifles, they're falling left and right. Beastmaster is level 6.
Oh, Stampede is skilled. We're not seeing this yet. Here we go. The ultimate. Where are the lizards? Into the Passant line. That is pretty much the perfect spot for them. All the Passants getting wrecked here. How long can he stay in? The Mountain King is not ready to throw the Stormbolt to interrupt this. So this is tons of damage done by this ult.
Bolted the Demon because the Demon was coming in for the mana burn. So many of those units are red here. Moon might have to Town Portal very soon. Yeah, he needs to save all of this here.
Oh my god, oh my god. This is so close and he saves everything, Moon! What a genius. He didn't break the base, he killed all the peasants though.
Yeah. And behind this, Moon has 3-3 upgrades.
Yeah.
These upgrades are so absurd. Like, he's never missed a beat with them, but neither did Infi. Infi's 3-2 and he just started the last upgrade for rifles. I don't understand why he's not adding knights though. Maybe he's worried that there will be chimps eventually, but then you're supposed to get flying machines. Especially like he would also counter the fairy dragons with them. He really wants to commit on rifles. This Knight of Army, he's using a healing scroll outside of a fight. That's how much he needs to heal right now. That's the problem of not playing an alchemist at all with this.
That's level 5 Demon Hunter soon. That's absolutely true. Moon's army is at 80 with great upgrades, but it's also at 50%. Mountain King gets a ring. I think we all love that very much. Now we have a solution to keep the Mountain King a little safer with the Staff of Sanctuary. Town Portal rebought. These hero levels are going to be insane. Level 5 Demon Hunter, level 3 Mana Burn makes everything even a little easier for Moon. Man, this is the match that we were hoping for at WCG, at WGL. They finally deliver.
Yeah, really, I found their series in WGL quite underwhelming. It felt like Moon wasn't prepared to play against Human, and even though he said that that was the one race he was worried about here in the interview, he's playing incredible here so far. This has been back and forth. And now, I mean, the main good thing, like, of course he did a lot of damage in the last attack, but he lost just a few units and he got back to 80 supply, which is perfect because then he just double expanded. So now his economy is about to completely take off again. And Infi is about to mine out both bases on Last Refuge. They kind of mine out simultaneously. Wisp coming in. Let's see if he can get a good engagement. Blizzard landing big time on this army. There's Blizzard level 3 right now.
This is so strong. Moon has only one heal scroll. And in the fights prior, he was also very close to being eliminated or to being defeated. Now, with only one source of healing. Is that enough? 2 scrolls on the side of Infi. Is that the genius reskill that wins in the game? He's getting tons and tons of kills right there, Todd.
Yeah, Moon. That Blizzard is landing on top of everything right now. He needs to find a way to deal with this army a little better, but like I said, Infi's kiting and repositioning has been beautiful. Mountain King out of mana, I can start transferring mana in a second. Demon goes for a burn on the Archmage. That's the last Blizzard in a while, but these Giants, they're running solo on hit points.
Moon lost 24 supply in this fight and counting. Infi still at 65. Metamorphosis is far, far, far away. Mountain King is back. Being fed. Okay, Stampede is back into the back line. You can position yourself as good as you can, but if Stampede is hitting you in the back, you better run.
Yeah, that's the thing. Infi could just run away easily from this. There's not enough Triads to really slow this army. There's just the one Triad, which is now about to die. Moon has double expo behind this, so he's gonna have a lot more golds to work with. Look at Infi, he hasn't even cleared the base on the right-hand side, and those peasants are getting caught. Demon Hunter is almost 5.5. That's a level that you don't want to give him at this point.
The summon positioning by Moon, man, knowing exactly that the peasants would move there for a little bit of long-distance mining to set up another town hall, but Quillbeast and Bear say no. So Infi, can you slap down, can you knock down this Tree of Life once again? There's only one mortar, and this time Moon TPs. I was questioning, should you TP earlier, Jang Jae-ho, but he said no. Can he do it now? Once again, Blizzard, he has a lot of wisps here. Will they connect into the background? They're not focused at all. So here are the detonates, and that's very powerful. Almost no mana anymore on these priests.
Yeah, Infi is completely all in here. He has one single peasant left in this game, so there's no economy. The Blood Mage goes down. Demon Hunter still has an egg to revive if he were to be sniped, but Mountain King completely out of mana. It looks like Moon is doing it here. He killed all of the peasants but one. Moon will take map number 1 after an absolute barn burner, as they call it.
What a match between them. Definitely the best of the mainstream so far. You know what, Todd? It's been the same for plenty of years. If you give Moon time to prepare, he shows up with a concept. At WGL, it was semifinals and grand finals at the same day, so Moon had like, what, 2 hours to prepare? Maybe. Here, he had more than a week, and this is the Moon we know and love.
Yeah, that was really well played. Honestly, from start to finish, he understood everything he needed to do. It looked a little bit dicey, the attack in the main base, though. I think that's the one thing, but he attacked because he felt like if he just sat back, he would just get hard countered by Knights, which, strangely, Infi never tried. That was probably the one main thing. If I look at this game, I don't really understand why he was committing so much on rifles. It does feel like a couple Knights with Inner Fire would have been able to help out quite a bit against those MGs.
Maybe he doesn't like to play melee against Mountain Giants because they get so distracted by taunt and lose their position. Maybe he thought the buildings and the terrain can block for him.
Yeah, I mean, he was right in the first place, but not forever. Like, eventually, Moon got on top of this army at the expo, and like, you can't tell I'm a human player because immediately I was like, he might have to TP here because like Moon is like right on top of this army, and immediately you saw the taunt portal behind. And yeah, that's also like what I was talking about with the Blood Mage. Like, yes, your mana management's going to be good, but your Mountain King is not going to be getting those Holy Lights, keeping him healthy at the front. So that's the tricky part. It can be very hard to manage. He wore this army down very nicely, but Moon, overall, his decision-making was so good. To Taunt Portal the moment he did it, just heal everything back up. Even using the Scroll, he did it. Like, a lot of elves, they would be like, using Scrolls to heal outside of fights? No way. Like, you barely get any value for those Giants. Well, that's value he needed to keep his army healthy and fight again.
Boy, we're loading into the next map in a bit, and that is gonna be Echo Isles, which could be a very, very special one again. We saw from Lawlight, it was against Undead, but the Warden works, of course, against Human as well. But Infi has found a very solid strategy against that, and if you want to beat a Warden, you probably do it on lower levels. And what's better to keep a hero low than to tower push him?
Yeah. He does that on one base and on tier 2, and like his execution of it again is the best by far out there out of any human. There's also things that he does early on, right? Like if he's convinced that there's going to be an Ancient of War made at the mercenary camp, he might send a militia to try and get a cancel on that. Like Moon, his job is to also play it a little bit safer than that. What we saw in WGL lastly was that a lot of Night Elves, they were really worried about making their Ancient of War there, so they weren't even creeping that mercenary camp first, and instead doing the safe top camp first, the small green. So I'm really curious whether Moon is going to try to go for mercenary camp first, and does Infi also try to do something about it, because he played that crazy mind game of they're going to be scared to do it, so I'm not even going to do anything about it, because they're not going to do it by default. And it actually worked out. Lowlight didn't even try to do it, and Infi didn't even scout when they played.
Yeah, the Warcraft IQ in this game is so high, but I think we have to mention this. Our 3-time WGL champion of 2020 is 0-3 in the group stage here at DreamHack. He's facing elimination, man. This is not going to be too easy for Infi if he's not getting this map.
Yeah, it's been a rough start. Moon, on the other hand, he defeated Colorful 2-0, I believe, and now he's winning against Infi. He's delivering so far in this tournament. The most titled player of all time on Warcraft 3, the one with the most earnings, showing up in a big tournament with a lot of money. All makes sense in the world right now.
And isn't it wonderful that compared to DreamHack Anaheim, he shows up in time and didn't get lost? That was the most important thing for me here first thing, as we are in our second map, as we said, Echo Isles. Is it the Warden? Is it the Keeper? Is it the neutral hero? Is it the Demon Hunter? There are so many questions, and how will Infi answer this? Is it MK first? Is it Archmage first? So many possibilities, and it's definitely Infi against the ropes, and the 4-race king has to deliver with his main race now. After 5 maps in a row that Infi took off of Moon, Moon swings back, and we swing back in-game to Echo Isles. Here we are. We get Moon with a wonderful position on the right-hand side. We got Infi in the blue, as the Human Alliance is often colored in the upper left-hand side. So yeah, what do these early builds tell us? It tells us it is not a neutral hero build order for Moon again. No Beastmaster.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the Warden. Did you see that, by the way? Like, I was so eager to go into the game that That started going towards my chair.
You're just old, man. You can't stand for 2
I couldn't
minutes
wait for
anymore.
the game to start. I was like, this is going, let's go. But no, I was still on camera, so yeah, for the moment. But it is the Warden, which on this map is extremely strong. Again, Infi usually knows how to counter that pretty well, but he didn't go for an early scout to try and get a cancel on that Ancient of War, at least some damage. But he will scout it now, and there is a chance, like usually against a Warden, you'd either creep the small green at the top, then you start pressuring, or you go for straight expansion.
Okay, this is going to be real interesting now. How good is Moon's Warden by now? He was definitely struggling to catch up with the skills of Lawliot, but that is no shame because, like, who has the skills of them? Oh, the Shadow Priest spam goes to Moon. That was super close. Can he keep it up, though? That's, of course, a wonderful weapon against Water Elementals with a single target this way.
Ooh, one of the creeps is attacking the Priest here, putting it really low. So this is going to make Moon's creeping really uncomfortable. Look at that Peasant being so annoying. One Footman shows up as well. In the meantime, Infi is completing the green camp on the other side. And behind this, there's a chance he just pressures a lot. As the Night Elf here also, like, you need to be careful that the human doesn't start heading for you very early. He has a Wisp right outside where that green camp is at the top to make sure he would see any movement out. But yeah, the creeping of this camp has been super delayed here by just one Peasant and one Footman.
Exactly. Good moments by Infi so far, who's heading straight down to the natural. This is no tower push with the Blood Mage this time, I guess. I mean, it's Infi, we never know, but... Lisha coming, the police, Todd.
The Popo. It looks like he just wants to expand, yeah. Unless he pulls back home now, but I doubt it. He already has 5 Peasants there. He already found a Claw, of course. It's, you know, we know Infi for always finding his damage item. And as I say that, boom!
You cursed him, Todd.
There we go.
Don't talk about items, otherwise you summon the rings, you know it. Level 2 Warden on the other side. We got a Crystal Ball, can be decently helpful against a player like Infi, who has so many tools. You want to make sure what's up, but of course Moon has the Wisp in position, as you said, and gets another kill with the Footman here. Can't really be denied. Infi is moving on, though, pretty quickly. Just one camp after the next. And that's a quick level 3 for him.
Yeah, I wonder if you might steal any of the items here. Like if you take away, obviously there's 2 pair of boots. It's very rare that we see any player buy both and then sell one, but the Staff of Teleportation is a big one that if you can steal it, you know that the Night Elf is not going to have it. The Night Elf usually always wants to have that here for them. But playing against the Warden and expanding can be very dangerous because, you know, Fan of Knives level 2 will start wrecking your Peasants momentarily, and then that's when you start falling behind and you're forced to make these pushes that are very hard to pull off. So I wonder what's the exact plan here for Infi, but I'm kind of liking how this is going for Moon so far.
This is a little later of an expansion for the Night Elf, but he's also starting to attack a lot earlier, as it is pretty common. But oh my god, he got 3 Wisps in position for the detonate. Are you kidding me? How prepared can you be? Fan of Knives immediately, 2 Footmen. That's it! That's it! He just tapped out!
Moon said it in an interview, he studied the previous VODs, he learned from them, and...
Is that just... yeah.
Definitely figured out how to play against Infi here in this case. He was